Always appreciate the opportunity to catch up with our next guest here on GCR. I tried to add Pineapple Pat to his list of nicknames, but he was opposed to that one, despite the fact that he does, like a good American, support pineapple on pizza. He is, of course, Project Pat, Pancake Pat, our buddy Pat Ricard, and he's back with us now here on GCR. What's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I think you can call me anything. Pineapple Pat doesn't matter.
Ah,
The nicknames they'll keep coming. They'll keep coming. But
I
I'm doing good, man. Enjoying the off season. Been back in the building the last couple of weeks, just learning a new offense and just being around the guys again.
All right. Before we get to the other stuff that doesn't matter nearly as much, I have stuff that I've wanted to deal with you that I've seen pop up on social media the last couple of weeks. So can we go through a couple of
Okay.
things? The
Yeah,
first
sure.
is I now have, and you met them last year at Project Runway. I've got an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, and they are obsessed with Pokemon. And I can't. It's like I can't even talk the language with them. Like they come in and they're like, "Which one do you like better?" Snoofaduku, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't even know how any of this works. I am a dinosaur. I'm 40 years old. How can I possibly bridge the gap? I'm never going to be able to fully get into it. I'm too far past that. There's no way. How can I bridge the gap
Yeah.
to just know enough to be able to be
It's
involved in the conversation?
yeah. I mean, I grew up with it. It came out in the late '90s, and I grew up playing, on my Game Boys. And throughout the years, just kind of continuing with it. I mean, there's a lot of Pokemon nowadays, and it's really cool to hear that your young children are loving the hobby and just everything about Pokemon because it's super cool and so many people can relate and just get into the hobby and so many different ways, either the TV show, the video game, collecting cards. So whatever they're into, if they love playing the video games or watching the TV shows or the cards, like maybe
It's the
just try to like slowly get in that way with them so
so
you
it's
can
it's
do
mostly
it with them and learn with them.
it's the cards, but I don't really understand. Like, what is the game? Like, do I put out a card and you put out a card, and whoever's got more like power on their card win? Like, how does
Right.
it work?
Right. So I actually don't even play the card games.
Ha!
I just collect the cards. So like I don't even know how to play. I have no idea, but like I know there's plenty of YouTube videos you can watch and like just different things, but yeah, that's I'm not really sure about, playing them. I'm just into collecting just the really cool cards, and they actually have, certain cards have pretty good value nowadays, and just a cool little hobby to get into. It's more of the nostalgia and just kind of like the buzz of it's all like ongoing. There's constantly dropping new cards and a lot of content nowadays with YouTubers and stuff. So it's just been a lot of fun.
the
And
one,
actually, my wife's been doing it with me. So like
okay, that's cool.
we'll like rip packs together and try to get like the best pulls and stuff.
the
So it's
the
just been
card,
a lot of fun.
the one that Logan Paul has, that's worth like $3 million or whatever. Like you
Uh-huh.
can't. There's not one of those that can be had. Like because that's all they ask for like their
Uh-huh.
birthday and Christmas, right? Like they're not going to pull one out of those packs that's going to be worth that much. Are they?
No,
Okay, all right, there we
no. That's like a vintage, like super old, like
go. Okay,
Charizard.
all
That's
right,
like in like the best possible condition. So that's why it's so valuable. But no,
okay.
there are some cards you can get that are worth like a couple $100s.
Man, okay. Well, maybe that's the
Yeah,
part that I should be investing in. Maybe I should just
right.
keep telling them we'll get more cards and go that route. And even if I don't understand it, I can understand the part where there's some value to it. I saw that you responded to a tweet a couple weeks ago that asked what your first ever gamer tag was, and you shared the name The Fluff.
Yes.
What is that? Where did that come from? I need to know everything.
Okay. So appreciate you bringing this up because I thought I was gonna get a little more buzz just because the name is
It's
so
perfect. Yeah,
unique.
yeah.
People were okay. So is back when I was playing Xbox 360, so it was like I don't know, I'm in like junior high or high school, and back then, my hair was kind of long. I didn't really care too much about how my hair looked, just being a young kid and stuff. And my good friend used to go over his house and play Xbox all the time because I didn't have an Xbox at this point. And his mom called me Fluff or the Fluff, like Fluffy, because
Okay.
my hair was so curly and so long.
Okay.
So whenever I was always over there playing on their Xbox, and I eventually made my own Xbox name, and I changed it to made it the fluff, and then I put a little X after it because I thought it was like clever. I don't know, so it was like the Fluff X, and it's
Why?
kind of like my OG kind of name.
Why have we never seen the return of this look, Pat Ricard? Please tell me. I would really like to see this look again at some point.
No, that's gone in the
It's
past.
in the past.
That's gone.
It's
Yes.
the old me's dead and gone. There's just no way we're going back
No.
to the fluff.
You
Man,
had
that
to be
is a
there.
shame. That is a shame, though. All right, he is Pat Ricard, of course, 4-time Pro Bowler for your Baltimore Ravens, with us here on GCR. Dude, I could sense it from everybody that I've talked to, but you were kind of riding along with all of us as this was going on, and every time there was a little bit of news related to Lamar, everybody was freaking out in this city. What did it mean to you guys? Just maybe the totality of the last couple of weeks, when the Odell news came out to now this. Can you put into words what it did for everybody on this team, whether it's relief or excitement, jubilation, whatever it is, to know that you got your guy?
Yeah, I think it's just I don't think one word can really express the emotions of when Lamar finally signed his big deal. I think it's just, I think it's everything you said. It's just kind of relief of knowing, okay, we got him. Like, he's here to stay, and excitement of like, oh my gosh, like he's the quarterback here for the next 5 years, and what he brings to the city, the team organization, and it's been just such an ongoing process, and you just really, really love to see that both sides were able to come to an agreement, because I think it's good for everybody. You didn't want to see this to get any uglier or messier than it already did, and I think everything's going to be smooth going forward between everyone. I think everyone's happy, and there's so many great things that are happening leading up into his signing, so it's just kind of like the cherry on top of everything that's gone down with the improving with the coaches and players and just everything that's been happening with this team. It's just like, now I really feel now with Lamar back, we're definitely a Super Bowl contender with all the other moves that's happened. So it's definitely just a mix of emotions, all good. Maybe some bad for some people, but not for me. I'm all for it.
I can't imagine. Pat, it's so funny you bring that up too, because like I know that if it hadn't worked out that way, you were going to show up and you were going to do your job, and you were going to support whoever it is that was going to be playing quarterback. Like, I understand this is a business. That's the way that it goes. But I kind of appreciate the reflection of what you just said. Like, dude, this is what makes us feel like we can go. Like, there's a real genuine difference here. It's not in between all of the lip service that everybody has to give. When this is real, that the presence of this dude genuinely makes us feel like, okay, if he's here, we can win a Super Bowl.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't win an MVP in your second year if you aren't a Super Bowl contender whenever you're healthy and playing. Like, that's just what he brings, and just man, he's just special talent. He's one of a kind, and you're so happy and grateful to have him on your team. And truly, I really think he can win a Super Bowl every year if the stars align and everything works out. He's just that special of a player.
I'm sure there was at some point, and I think you and I have talked before, that you try to avoid a lot of the noise and a lot of the dumb shows on TV and all that sort of stuff. But was there ever a time you heard somebody say something like, these guys might not even want him around, right? Like, he wasn't even there for them in the play. Did you ever hear anything like that and just genuinely like start laughing and say to yourself, you have no effing clue what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's just all outside noise, just speculation or what people would assume or whatever. But like, no one really knows what's the vibe or what's being said inside the building.
Yeah.
And I think that's all that really matters, is how the players feel, the coaches feel, and everyone in that building. And I think we all had Lamar's back. We all wanted him back. We all understood his circumstances, and we all just want the best for him. It's at the end of the day, we're a team, so it's not just one guy. It's not. He's not the reason for this or that, or there's reasons for it. He loves this city. He loves this team. He would do anything if he can. But circumstances are circumstances, and you have to be understandable. And people just see the outside things, or they read a headline or they see something and they just think they know what they're talking about, so they just spew whatever they think and put it online. So that's why you gotta ignore all that stuff and just try to just focus on the things you can. And yeah, it is funny sometimes reading some of this stuff because it's all a bunch of BS.
Yep. Oh, by the way, that's what we're really good at in this business, as you know. That's
Right.
what we are really good at here. Pat Ricard is with us here on GCR. Not only a Pro Bowler, but more important, he is a softie, and that's why we love him around here. Pat, for you, you mentioned like a change in coaching staff, and that's interesting, right? Because there is a lot of excitement about it, but you're a guy who had a lot of success under the last regime, right? Like you're a 4-time Pro Bowler. You're a guy who got the ball a ton and was able to show off their skills. I know there's excitement, and we've all seen what Todd Monken's done in other places, but did you want to have a conversation like, hey, man, this is the NFL. Like, there's still a role for me here, right? Like, did you want to have a conversation there when you found out there was going to be a new coaching staff in town?
Yeah, I mean, I think Monken does a good job of the players that he has. He will make a scheme based on the players versus just coming in and saying this is what we're doing, this is how I run it. So I do see a role for myself on this team with this offense. Being in it for the last couple of weeks, and I'm excited for it. And it may not be quite as much as how much I was used with Greg Roman, but I'm okay with that. As long as we're winning games and I'm doing my part to help win. That's all I really care about. So right now I'm just trying to learn the playbook as best I can and then try to show my ability to where he can see what I can do. I have film to back it up for the last number of years that he can see anyways. But I think just him seeing me in person and all that is going to help just to kind of etch my role more so. But they're definitely excited with this offense and all the changes that are happening. I think it's going to be good for us.
If there are 2 or 3 fewer snaps per game, with Calais gone, is there any chance that you go and say, hey, remember, I can do this other thing too? Is there any chance that we get the return of two-way, full-on, Project Pat?
I think that's in the past.
That's
now.
back with Fluff. That's where that is.
Yeah, back with Fluff X. Me playing defensive line. I do miss it a lot. It was a lot of fun. It's a really fun position to play. A lot of glory behind it. Getting sacks and all that stuff. But I think I found my role playing offense.
Yeah, it's been okay.
It suits me better. I think I'm really good at blocking. So I'm gonna stick with that. And ride this thing out.
Yeah, I guess you're all right at that. I guess that's been proven that you're pretty decent at that whole other thing. I saw you were at an Orioles game recently. Is there any chance that we fully won over a kid from New England? Is there any chance that you are really one of us now and you've abandoned maybe your old ways?
Okay, so I am. So I don't love baseball as much as I used to.
Okay.
So there's still going to be a part of me that's still going to love the Red Sox, but I'm open to being an Orioles fan. I do enjoy – I really did like going to the game. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought the Orioles, they're honestly a really good team right now.
They are.
It is a lot of fun to go and support them and watch them. So, yeah, I mean it's the Orioles or Red Sox for me right now.
Okay, so that's a little awkward, obviously. There's no way of getting around that. That's a little uncomfortable. But the Red Sox kind of stink these days, bro. I'm just being honest. No offense.
A little bit. Yeah.
They kind of stink these days.
I know.
So maybe at least for a little while, could you go full on and then there'll be a day where your career in Baltimore will come to a close. You can always go back at that point. There's always
right.
It's like having a nice girl who's still waiting at home. I know you're happily married now and you're not thinking along those lines, but there's always the girl at home when you go off to college. Could that just be the girl at home? And right now you can have something hot and heavy with the Orioles for at least another couple of years while they're really good and the Red Sox aren't.
I think you made a really good point. I think the Red Sox will always be there for me, and it's my hometown team, and I'll always have them there. I agree. I think right now most of my attention is with the Orioles. I think I'd rather go to more Orioles games, especially at Camden Yards, than probably Red Sox games because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun right now, and I'm enjoying it.
So much fun, man. It is so much fun right now. There have been some years, and you've been here during some of those years where they have been really painful.
Not the best.
It is so much more fun.
And on top of it, I can't get a crab mac and cheese hot dogs
Bro,
at Fenway Park.
they
You can
they
only
do
get them
not
at Camden
exist.
Yards,
They
and
do
they're
not
absolutely like 1,000 out of 10.
Can I say something that you might find to be disparaging?
You
I the
don't like
last
them?
time no the last no 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 of course do I not like crab mac and cheese dogs? They're perfect. No, the last time I went to Fenway, I had a lobster roll and I found it to be kind of mid. I was like, this is only okay
Yeah,
as lobster rolls go. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not a hater. I can enjoy a
right.
lobster roll. I just thought the one they had at Fenway Park was like meh. It was
Yeah,
just okay as lobster rolls go. So I think
yeah.
you've really there's a huge step up in terms of Camden Yards eats.
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah. I mean, it's probably, just ballpark food, but the one at Camden Yards is next level for some reason.
There we go. There we go. I can't. Every time I think I like you, I end up liking you more. Like this is great news. What else is going on with you this? I know you're back at work now. Are you going to do anything
Yeah,
between mini camp and the start of training camp? Are you going to be able to go anywhere, do anything?
I mean, not really. I think one thing that would be really cool and fun to do. I think Kevin Zeitler, him and his wife were finishing up like their lake house cabin in
That's cool.
Wisconsin. I think they're gonna, invite some of the guys on the team to go. I think once mini camp's over, so I might go up there. The northern woods of Wisconsin.
That's cool.
And I don't know. It probably is a little cold, but
Is
I
he
know their log cabin's amazing, so it'd be a lot of fun.
Is he a
check out.
hunter? I think he told me that once before. Right? Does he hunt at all?
I don't know. I don't think Kevin hunts that much. He
Okay.
might, but I don't think he's like an avid hunter.
All right. But maybe like some fishing, perhaps, while you're up there.
Yeah, maybe. My wife's gonna be more hunting than me. I'm gonna be inside, being all warm and stuff. But
let them go outside, do stuff. Yeah, right. I'm just gonna chill. Actually, that doesn't sound so bad. If I'm being honest with you, that sounds all right. Pat, is there anything I can plug for you, man? Like I know it's all you've had T-shirts, you've had all sorts of stuff going on. What can I plug for you?
I mean, always, my Instagram at prick508, PRIC.
As we always say,
know that.
Thank you, not
yep.
prick,
My
P-Rick.
nickname.
Yep.
P-Rick, yep. And then same thing with my website, thepatrickricard.com. It just has different merch, like, pancake pat shirts. It just has different information about myself, ways to contact me. So it's always a good website. Again, thepatrickricard.com.
Yeah, you're the man, dude. Always appreciate you. And, of course, always what you and Haley do for the folks show your soft side. It means the world to me and all animal lovers in our area, brother. I hope you know that. Thank you for taking the time, dude. We'll talk again real soon, all right?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.